So let's check out the features of this drum sample library virtual instrument for Kontakt player. Right, so you have here the main window, and here basically you have this drum kit. In this free version, these are the only sounds available, right? And the only different like snares and stuff like that, you only have like one option, right? Of course, there is a full version of this, a paid version that you have many other things that I'm going to review in a moment. But basically, the main window is this. Here you just can click to know the sound of the kit. All right, that's basically it. Also, you have a groups section, which is also limited, but you have some stuff here. So groups, you can play back. You can change the speed of the playback of the loops, right? One like half, x1, x2. Like x1 is the normal, right there. So let's check out some groups here. For instance, some fills. Right, metal ballad. And I believe you can go to the folder where it was installed or something to get the MIDI files, right? Because these groups that you have here cannot be drag and dropped to your DAW like some other drum plugins out there. But let's continue here. Great drummer, super tight drummer, this guy KRIMH. Also here in this settings, you can also change the MIDI mapping of the drum sounds and hits by changing here that to adjust the to any particular drum software, other drum software. If you created, for instance, a like in this case, I created these MIDI patterns in EZdrummer on EZdrummer 3, and if I put here EZdrummer 3, the MIDIs, the MIDI maps will adjust to whatever I created, and you're gonna get the same hits basically, right? Kick, cymbals, snare, toms, and stuff like that. If you change here the mapping preset, right? So it can be adjusted to get good drums, modern massive, EZdrummer 2, 3, superior drummer, addictive drums, mixed wave, and stuff like that. Here are the limitations or the differences between the free edition and the paid edition, right? In this free edition, you have like one snare, you have one kick, 3 toms instead of 5, 7 cymbals instead of 11 cymbals. You have a static mix, basically with no control over the faders, compression, and all that. And in the paid version, you have EQ, compression, saturation, transient designer, tape, reverb, and all that. Also, talking about the MIDI grooves, you have 12 in this free edition and over 100 in the paid version. You have one preset, the one that you heard, right, for rock and metal, and here you have 13 presets. And there's no multi-channel output in the free edition, and in the paid edition, yes, there is multi-channel out. And also another thing that you get in the paid version are the trigger 2 files, TCI, and also the wave files of the actual samples. Before we start with diving into the features and some of the presets and stuff, I recommend you to first, before downloading the plugin, create an account at BFD Drums website. All right, go ahead and create it, and you can download it. It's very simple to download it for Windows and the Mac. Actually, you don't need an account to download it, but you need an account to enter into the plugin here in your DAW. Once that you have the plugin already set here in your DAW with your account and all, go here to this settings option to search for the core library that you downloaded, right? Make sure that you have the proper path here where it says add. You add the path that the DAW is following to get the sounds, right? All of the different presets, and yeah, pretty much all of the content of this core library, which is free also. And now you have everything set, right? It's very, very simple. So let's start here with the preset sounds. If you click play here, these are the presets included in the core library, and if you click here, you can audition the different presets. So let's go through each one of them here quickly. Bless, Cata, Trustful, Confidence Issues, nice kick, very raw, sounds cool. Keep 8 rolling. Lo-fi sounding. Punchy and compressed. Original mix. Rhyme and breaks and selfish seasons. Let's go here to the main window, which is this. You have here the kit. If you're familiar with drum VSTs, right, you have the different parts of the kit, and if you click like in any part, you get the sound. Maybe they will add, and I am sure they will add some paid expansions, stuff like that, because if you click in any part of the kit here, you can see the information of the snare. For instance, this Ludwig Black Beauty, and it even tells you the measures of the snare and all that. But that's the only snare that we have available on this in this free version. I'm sure with some paid expansions you will get more different types of snares, kicks, toms, stuff like that, cymbals and all that. But in this free version it sounds great to me, and we don't need much more than this to produce great sounding drums, acoustic drums in different genres, right? So that's it here in the main window. And by the way, you have here an output volume control for the overall drum kit. All right, let's go to the mixer here, and depending on the preset that you select here, you're gonna have channels here. right? So for instance, here in the 80s Lover preset, right, you have the individual channels, kick, snare, hi-hats, toms, cymbals, and you even have also some bosses, the overheads. These are made by default when you change the preset here. For instance, let's choose another preset, Davey Big Boots. All right, and it seems to be loading. Yeah, it's loading. So it changes the different channels for that particular preset, right? So we have here the faders, right? We have other bosses here, drum body, drum verve, stuff like that. Okay, and you have the fader. You can solo, panning, right? You can mute. For instance, let's mute the ambient bus. All right. Very, very straightforward, the mixer, and you have here also the option to send different faders to different buses that are predetermined here. Like for instance, here you can send this this track of snare bus to let's say drum verve, stuff like that, drum body. Okay, and we have some universal controls here. These controls affect the overall drum kit. So for instance, let's check out this. Let's check out a much less processed sounding kit here. The original mix, for instance, it was very very raw, organic. Let's take a listen. You have a lot of the ambient room, a lot of sustain and body. You don't have a lot of attack, so we can fix that by moving this knob to the left here. Right, you get more of that smack. It's like a transient shaper, basically. You have also a mono wide to bring the drum sound to the center. You can widen. Alright, you have also bleed. Ambience. Dryer. Right, and let's change here, for instance, to another preset. The Selfish Seasons, I used it for the metal demos that you heard at the beginning of the video. And the presets load very quickly here. You see like a percentage amount here, right? To, yeah, 80, 90, and that's it. It's already loaded. Just double click on it and yeah, very, very quickly. And as you see, some knobs change depending on the preset here, as well as some faders. So for instance, we have now this aggression knob here. Let's check it out. Right, seems to add some saturation of some sort, and also besides the attack and sustain like transient shaper, we have compression here. No compression. More punch. Right, so that's it with the mixer section here. Also, we have a grooves section that it's pretty cool. I think a lot of groups, as you can see here. You scroll down and you have a lot of different groups that you can drag to your to your tracks here on your DAW. So for instance, you can audition them, of course. It lets you know the information about that particular groove, like leading hand, bars, signature, time signature, BPM, and you can also put them as favorites, right? And also you have some filters here if you're looking for different groups. For instance, yeah, I'm guessing here you will find some more libraries if you paid for some expansions and stuff, but we have the BFD player core library here for free. Genre, for instance, rock, and it will show you some rock groups. And for instance, fills. Right,